Hello everyone, this is Moses from Zaatar Gardens. Excuse any noise you hear, there's a retirement party of my neighbor's. He just retired yesterday, so I congratulated him with a basket of fresh peaches and nectarines. And I decided to make this the day before all these nectarines go away because this is my wife's favorite fruit. I can't even touch this fruit because if she sees me eating it, she'll probably get mad. This is the Heavenly White Nectarine. The reason why it's called Heavenly White is because when you cut into it, it's almost white as a cloud. It's really white. This is the only tree I have that I have to rope to the fence, or it will fall right over of how much fruit it'll have. I had to thin so much fruit off this tree, and recently thin. There was probably 3 nectarines on here. They're so dense. You see how pretty they are? Look how pretty this is with the leaves that fell over it. Watch. Looks like rainbow sherbet. Isn't that amazing? Or sorbet, excuse me. Isn't that amazing, the colors? But where the sun is ripening the fruit and where the sun doesn't hit the fruit. But the reason why it's the only tree, in my opinion, the reason why it's the only tree I have that needs to be roped like this and like this, God, that's really taut too. That means that's heavy right here. The only reason why, this is the most dense fruit I have in my entire garden. I mean, they don't weigh a pound each, but I could, if they're big enough, they'll probably weigh up to a pound if they grow to size. I picked one off that was really big for my wife right now. It was bigger than this one here, and this is already that big. So it was about this big, right around here. Huge. They get big. Okay, the issues I have with this tree. This is the only tree that, of course, all the leaves must have fell off. But okay, now there's some. See, this is the only tree I have that does this. The only one. I don't have peach leaf curl or anything on. No other tree gives me problems with their leaves except this one. Every year, this happens to the tips of the branches. I just let it be. What am I going to do? I'm going to go around the whole tree and cut every tip off? I don't have time. So, and on top of that, in my sense is if I cut it off, the tree won't build immunity to fix this really blemish, I guess, because it's not really affecting anything. That's the only problem I have with this tree. Other than that, there's no problem at all. None. The things I like about this tree is, 1, I don't really have any problems with it. That's always a great thing. 2, it produces like crazy. 3, it loves the heat. I don't think you could even ripen any fruit without 95 plus degrees on this tree. I don't think it will happen. Because until it's 95 plus, then this starts changing colors. As you see here. If it wasn't, it would all look like this still, with this green one. So you need to have a hot area to ripen this fruit. That's, of course, in my opinion, but this is the hottest place in my yard because the afternoon sun hits this wall and that glass and hits these trees. The prune, the Flavor Delight Apium, and this Heavenly White Nectarine. So it needs to be hot, or you won't get fruit. Of course, that's in my opinion. If you live somewhere else and grow this fruit, and it's cooler than 90 degrees, let me know. That's very interesting. The growth habit on this tree, that's where it's really lacking. It doesn't grow as fast as I'd like. I planted these 3 trees. The pink lady behind me, which I grafted other varieties onto now, Heavenly White Nectarine, the Flavor Delight Apium, and the Parfianca pomegranate, I planted all in one day. $40 each tree. I think I paid $40 each tree, or $30. It was $120. I had to put them over the fence so my wife wouldn't see me walk in with 4 trees because she knew how much these trees cost. So I put a couple over the fence and only walked in with 2 trees. So she only thought I bought 2 trees. Hopefully she's not watching this video, but whatever. I'll hear it in the comments of my life. So to reiterate, it's not a vigorous grower. which is kind of a bummer. How I grow this is heavily wood chips, just like the rest. I foliar feed with seaweed and fish. This is brand new wood chips. You can see how thick it was here to where weeds don't even grow. So this was almost a foot deep of wood chips all throughout. That's why no weeds are growing. And I didn't want to put too much wood chips next to the house. So that's why you start seeing weeds or grass grow. Interesting things about this fruit tree, I would say, other than the fruit itself, is that it takes the heat very well. And I've already mentioned that, but that's really great, because you could have some that say it needs hot weather, hot summer, long hot summer, but there's still crinkly leaves, or the fruit falls off or dries up, or it needs a lot of water. This doesn't need that much water, and it could take, I gotta put a thermometer here, but when it's, let's say, one day, I think it was last year or the year before, it was 113 degrees. With this wall and this window, it was probably 115 or more in this location for 6+ hours. Nothing happened to this tree, but the flavor, this is a brand new planting this year, the prune, but the flavored delight apium was hurting. We got some crinkly leaves on it. No matter how much I watered or how much I watered the leaves to cool it off, didn't matter. It started dying back. This just grew more. It grew new leaves. You can see it's growing new leaves now, but when I go to the apium, it's not growing any new leaves, except on the way in the top on the tips. But everywhere throughout, this is growing new leaves while there's still fruit on it. There's no more fruit on that tree, and it's stunted. It doesn't know what to do. Okay, now the taste. Now, luckily, I snuck in some nectarines that my wife didn't see me do, or I wouldn't know what the taste is because she won't let me eat them. The taste, it's a white nectarine, but it has an acid undertone. A lot of white, like my previous video about the white peaches, are simply sweet. There's not much acid or any acid at all, but this white nectarine has acid to it, which is good because orals just be a really, really sweet nectarine, which is not bad, but people like that little bit of sour to it. And this will be it. This is a great, I almost said peach. This is a great nectarine. All right, everyone. Happy gardening.